November 12, 1991, thousands of young protesters, mainly students, staged an independence rally in occupied East Timor. At the Santa Cruz cemetery, the Indonesian army opened fire on the unarmed demonstrators. The massacre was filmed by British filmmaker and journalist MASSACRE.
Two groups of soldiers who had arrived on trucks outside stood up and opened fire, point blank, into the crowd of young people. But the wall of sound that I heard was an execution squad. Wounded people began to gather around me. They were desperate. I was, I suppose, their best chance, as they saw it at the time as a foreigner. They hoped they might find some protection.
The shocking footage was smuggled out of the country. It made world news and led to international condemnation of the Indonesian regime. The day of the massacre is now remembered each year. But 16 years later, the victims' bodies are still missing.
Now there is a project led by the Victorian Institute of Forensic Medicine to excavate in this area and identify where this mass grave is and what it contains.
Forensic anthropologist Soren Blau is leading the international team. They will adopt some of the world's most advanced forensics to find and identify the victims and reconstruct exactly what happened. The first task is to identify the actual gravesite.
You're only going to have the skeleton, so we have to be able to look at each of the individuals and try and work out, you know, who exactly each person was just from their skeletal remains.
So they reckon that the machines came here. There was an excavator and a bulldozer. They dug a hole here, buried the victims, and then they covered it up, and then they put the guard post on top of it. That's what they say.
It would certainly be worth a look. I mean, I think if you cleared off a section of this stuff, it would be pretty easy to have a look. There's definitely some kind of area demarcated.
Bullets, Indonesian bullets. These are 5.56 M16 bullets, the kind that the Indonesian soldiers used to carry.
Francisco Suarez survived the massacre at Santa Cruz. His 14-year-old brother, Celestino, was killed, but his body has never been recovered. It's
very important to Timorese people that they should have a place where they can come to be with the dead. This is a very strong identity for the country as a whole. These spirits were lost. In excess of 500 people had vanished.
Locating and identifying the remains of the missing may help bring the perpetrators to justice. It will also allow the relatives to reclaim their loved ones and perhaps bury them in the same cemetery where they were once killed.
It's hard to explain, perhaps, how after 16 years this can still have such importance and such emotional but also political and personal meaning for the people of Timor.